F25. Don't know what to do after finding out my husband, m31, cheated. Hello. F25. Recently found out my husband, m31, cheated on me recently. I'm currently pregnant and due very soon. When I found out, I confronted him and he denied it for a whole week, watching me cry and stress over it. Finally, on the 5th day, I sat him down and tried to talk. He started denying it even when I brought up the evidence. Eventually I said something that must have pulled on his heart because he finally decided to be honest. He brought the girl to our home. She said he denied being married and they had sex here. He says he did bring her, but the furthest thing they did was him fingering her. I'm well aware of how naive I am as a person, but I call bullshit. All this happened around 2 or 3 a.m. while I was at my parents' for the weekend. He said that they didn't have sex because he just got off work and was too tired and that he had work the next morning. He's lying. I'm not interested in a divorce, but what can I do to make him be effing honest? He says he lied because he didn't want to say anything until I gave birth and was scared for the baby. Since that conversation happened, I've not been feeling as shitty because now I know. But how do I move on? He's not done anything to show he'd like to work on me trusting him again, not done anything to even beg forgiveness. He just apologized and now acting like it never happened. Part of me feels he deserves some type of consequence, but what? Is a consequence even going to stop him from doing so again? He says he's sorry, but this doesn't feel like someone who's remorseful. He also insisted I know it wasn't anything I did and how he's at fault for breaking our vows. Guys who are reading this as a man, what is your take? You're not interested in a divorce, but you should be. He's not going to stop cheating. Not interested in a divorce. What? I am not interested in divorce. Congratulations. You're officially a doormat. Have some self-respect and grow a backbone. Your husband doesn't love you. He had sex in your home. He lied about it. He's not remorseful. How do you see any of this improving? My father was a cheater. He lied. My mom moved past it. Then he did it again. Then he screwed her over even more and broke up our family. Think about your future with this loser. Things look bad. He cheated. You know he cheated and he knows you know he cheated. He will continue to cheat. Accept that now or change your view on divorcing him. My 29M girlfriend, 35F, sat on another man's lap while at a bar. For background, we have been together for 8 years and have a 2-year-old. Few days ago we were on a get-together dinner at a bar from work with all of our colleagues. The night started well and after a couple of drinks my girlfriend started dancing with another man from the same company but from another city, whom we just met that night. The dance was in no way intimate or physical. I was fine the first few dances, but as the night went on the dances went from few to dozens danced together and I got a little uncomfortable with it. I asked a colleague what she thought about it or if I'm just being silly. She could see how it might seem weird as it is the same dude every dance. And as per my girlfriend, she just felt that they clicked right away humor-wise and really enjoyed fooling around the dance floor. The night went on. When the bar closed we moved to another table before leaving and my girlfriend sat on that man's lap with her arm around him. It made me extremely uncomfortable and made it obvious to them, they didn't care and went on. Few days later I confronted her about it and let her know that I felt humiliated about it. And that it made it worse that she did that in front of our other colleagues whom we know well. She absolutely can't see anything wrong about it and says she has nothing to feel bad about as she didn't meant to be flirting with the man. Despite letting her know how humiliated and disrespected I felt, she stands firm that there's nothing wrong about it and all my emotions are all in my head that I created on my own. I don't know what to make of this. Thoughts? She doesn't respect you. Her behavior is horrible. She disrespected you in a bar full of your colleagues. I'd be mortified if I was you. She doesn't seem to care at all about your feelings on this, so maybe reconsider the relationship. Or set firmer boundaries. The fact she's not validating your feelings and apologizing for how she made you feel and overall not even trying to see from your POV, is concerning. Oh brother, she doesn't give a shit about you. I'm sorry. If I were you I'd be planning my escape now, while I have time to do it on my terms. Talk to S lawyer about custody, figure out your living arrangements. Do it quietly. I give it 6 months before she cheats on you for real. This night was a shot across your bow and a display of aggression. Don't ignore the warning signs. She likely can't be negotiated with, given how she doubled down when you tried to talk to her. Take care of yourself, op. 18M, my girlfriend, F18, got kissed by another guy in a club. M18. My F18 girlfriend went to uni recently. She just finished her first week of freshers and went out on a night out with some random girls she met near her halls. She went out with them and all is well, so I go to sleep. Next thing I get a call at 2:30 a.m. I let it ring out initially, but she kept calling, so I picked up. She goes, "I'm home from the club. Was fun with my friends." Was confused by this initially, then she goes on to tell me I shouldn't be angry, and she got grabbed and forcefully kissed after she turned around to look for her friends. Obviously I initially didn't believe her as much as I'd want to, so I pressed the question whether or not she cheated on me. She was crying as she was telling me this, so I was initially extremely suspicious. I still don't know whether or not a random person just grabbed and kissed her for no reason at all, but she is adamant to the fact it's not happened. She says she was only sad because I would be, and she doesn't like upsetting me. Thoughts on this? Too long did not read. My girlfriend called me after a night out and told me she was forcefully kissed by a guy who was stood behind her. I don't know if would be true for someone to do that. Fucking clubs. Yes, this shit happens, and worse. Someone will do that. My wife went out with her friends to a club for her bachelorette party, back in the early 1990s. They went on the dance floor, and a guy started dancing with her. Then he put his hand on her breast. She walked away from him and went back to their table. The fact that she called you, crying, early in the morning is pretty good evidence that she was shook up about it. Do you normally get angry about things that happen to your girlfriend? Have you told her that you getting upset is her problem to avoid? This type of behavior will happen in clubs all the time. You should believe her. I don't know if would be true for someone to do that. Are you kidding me? I've had my ass grabbed apropos of nothing. Had a guy come up behind me and literally grab me by the pussy apropos of nothing, believe me. Had guys follow me. Had guys try to draw me in for a hug that I didn't ask for. She was upset and crying, and you take that as suspicious. My friend. Apologize to your girlfriend because she was transparent with you about an SA and your initial reaction was suspicion. I, 22F. Won't let my girlfriend, 20F, drive my car while I'm at work to go to the gym. She honestly wants to leave me if I don't let her drive my car to go to the gym while I'm at work. I honestly just want to save gas and money. I'm not the richest and I don't care if it's a little bit of gas or not. If I'm able to save, I will. She just started driving this year, and not to say she isn't a good driver, I just rather not let her drive my vehicle. She doesn't have a job, so we are just living off my wages, and she is always at the house. She says I'm controlling because I don't allow her to leave, which isn't true. She is more than welcome to leave, just not using my vehicle. I don't go to the gym as much as her because when I get off work I'm really tired and just want to relax. I do go at least 3 times a week, and she does come with me during that time. Am I being controlling by saying no and standing my ground, or is she trying to manipulate me? Oh yeah, we have a gym in our apartments and told her we can go together 3x a week, and any time she wants to go more than that she can go to our apartment one. Should have mentioned before. Tell her to get a job so she can contribute to gas, insurance, and preventative maintenance, and then they can use the car anytime you aren't using it. Partners. It's your car. You're not obligated to loan it out to anyone. Just because she has a license now doesn't mean your car is hers to use as she wants. I guess she better get a job and start saving. If she wants to drive, she needs to get a job, buy insurance, and buy her own car. Stop calling her your GF. She is a lazy mooch. I guess you both live together? What was the plan for her getting around? Can she only go somewhere if it's with you? What was she doing before? It makes sense to try and save money, and even to have a boundary with your personal things. It also makes sense to ask a partner for help and support when needed. The only unhealthy thing I see is her calling you controlling you or not doing that. However, she probably feels helpless about her situation and is reaching to you for support and not getting what she asked for. So her feelings are real, the story she gave to those feelings is not. Besides that accusation, I don't think either of you are wrong, but you are approaching the topic as if someone has to be. This is a very normal disagreement in a relationship, called a conflict. There is no right answer to what should happen. Only whatever you two come up with to meet each other's needs.